this video is about maintenance, taking care of guitars. Oh, does that stress you out? Kind of stresses me out. I don't know why I'm doing this, because the internet is watching. But I don't know about you, but this winter has been a constant battle with humidity. I've never struggled more to keep my humidity right. And even at the best of my efforts, a lot of days I come in, it's 30%, 35%, and I've been running a humidifier all of the time. Humidifier down there. So, here's the thing. I've never had a guitar crack because of low humidity, and I'm not sure that I have yet, but my Pono octave mandolin, 2 days ago I went in to play it, and the center seam right on the top of the instrument has just totally split, and that kills me. That's an instrument I love, and yeah, it felt bad because I'm like the guy who talks about humidity and keeping guitars safe and healthy, and if you're cold, they're cold. And so anyway, I only have one way to fix a problem like that, which is go to my friend Ben Padgett. So I'm going to take two guitars. The other guitar I'm going to take is my pink paisley Telly from 1985-1986. And so let's go over to Ben Padgett's. Before we do, make sure you're subscribed. I'm Jeremy. I'm the Guitar Hunter. I help people build a meaningful guitar collection that feels like them, that represents them, and that helps you make music and friendship in the world. So anyway, I have two guitars today that need a lot of TLC, and Ben Padgett is the man for those problems.
Drove across the Natchez Bridge today. You opened up the door. Had to be wondering what's this handle for. You gave us both a heart attack like you do most every day. Lord knows we wouldn't have it any other way. Hey Rivers, oh Rivers, you're a joy tornado, Rivers. Just like your name, you're making your way back home. You saw a squirrel, you thought it was a monkey. Big old smile, and said that you were funny. Every day's a party when you live like an ice cream cake. In a candy store with a criminal's grin, chocolate running down your chin again. Skipping stones at sunset down at Nickajack Lake. Hey Rivers, oh
Benjamin!
What's up, buddy?
Hey! How are you?
Good about yourself?
Dude, place looks awesome.
I've got a few that I'm working on. There's this one that I'm finishing up. Is going to a guy out in California, so I'm still working on the finish on this.
That's beautiful.
Yeah. So
Dude,
it's more of that stabilized.
So much contrast in the headstock.
Yeah.
With the Padgett, that is super cool.
We're able to put the outline in white. That's actually Corian. So I basically got my parts ready, drew some stuff up, got my buddy up at Gallup that does all the CNC work at Gallup. Sent him some stuff, you know, back and forth files or whatever to make sure that everything was good, and then he channeled them out for me and everything, so that was really cool.
Dude, this is awesome.
And then this is the body.
Oh, that's beautiful. I'm a little partial.
So I'm still working on the finish isn't done yet, but
yeah.
One's cherry, back and sides.
Cool. Dude, I freaking love cherry.
Yeah.
And where'd you say this one's going?
This is going to a guy in California. That's the date on the fingerboard, I guess, was the date last year that his first child was born.
That's awesome.
I think I just heard that he's expecting another, so.
Cool, another guitar coming.
Yeah. Actually, when this one's done, I asked him if it would be cool if you would be interested in playing it at some point.
Dude, I would love to. I love
cherry LOO.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, I love cherry guitars. Dude, the place looks so good.
Thank you.
Yeah, cool. Well, I brought two guitars for you, and you got one guitar for me. So I have my pink paisley Telly that needs a refret.
Okay.
And then I have my my Pono octave mandolin, which I don't think got too dry, but that center seam opened up. So let me go grab those and I'll show you.
Sounds good.
Cool. All right, here they are. Let's do this one first.
Sweet.
Have you seen this one? I don't think I brought this one over before.
I don't think that I've seen. Oh, I've seen. This is the Paisley.
Yes.
I've seen it, not in person.
Yeah. Okay. So I bought this from a guy.
I watch your videos sometimes. So.
I have joked people that I'm going to make a video about this guitar for 7 years.
Okay.
So this is the closest we're gonna get.
Okay.
I bought this guitar from a guy in New Orleans, or I tried to. He sold it to a guy that I knew in Baton Rouge.
Okay.
But I love this guitar.
Yep.
And since I've had it, it's like I bought it with tons of play, and just in the last little bit, first 4 frets really.
Yeah.
Are rough, but this one just needs to be re-fretted because it's now that if you play hard with your right hand at all in that first position.
Yeah. Well, they could be like it could be leveled out.
Okay.
But then you would have like no fret height. It just that depends on like feel.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Some people like the taller frets.
I don't. I love the way this thing feels. It's just a little buzzy when I dig in.
Well, I could try to level it out first. Like it'll be close. If I can level it out and not refret it, then this will probably be its last fret dress.
Let's do that
before it's.
Yeah, I'm like all right, let's just turn those rotors. We'll get another.
Yeah.
Give me another year.
I mean, you know,
because I also love. I mean, I'm also really partial to how it looks, like the old frets, and that's where I was wondering, like, do you have any voodoo to like tarnish them, make them look old, to where it doesn't look like bright, shiny new frets?
Oh, okay.
If I need to just get over that, I can.
Well, I mean, I think that like when I polish them up and then I play it for like 3 times, it's already kind of tarnished anyway.
There you go.
That's just typically what I do. I try to make them look as shiny as possible, you know.
Yeah.
And I'll let them tarnish them.
Yeah.
That's typically.
What's with this guitar? It just like, I mean, to me, this guitar encapsulates so much of my time in Louisiana, and so I just want to leave it as close to how it came and let it grow old with me too.
Cool.
But yeah, okay. So that's that one. When you're done with it, that's fine.
Cool.
The other one, this one makes my heart sad.
I also like the orange in this case.
Dude, isn't this case freaking cool?
So cool.
It's like a real deal 70s.
Yeah. Did it used to be red?
I think it was more red and it's kind of faded to orange.
Because you can kind of see that,
yeah.
But over here, someone left this case open.
This one's still like, I left all the...
in like a store window or something like that.
The dude, okay, I saw a guy play this guitar in New Orleans for years. Okay. When I was in a sales job, and this case would be open, and he'd be busking in the French Quarter. And he said that like all this
is worn. Like,
I know. And like here's all of his old strings and stuff. There's an old neck pickup. So this thing is just like my favorite part of like people in place of like being in Louisiana.
Yeah, that's very cool.
Cool. So the next one makes me a little sad.
Okay.
Which I don't know. It happened. It must have happened over a couple weeks. That.
Was there a password?
Yes, there was a wiggle and pray. That's going to be the name of my biography. Wiggle and pray. Okay, so this one kind of makes me sad, and it happened quickly. I don't know how it happened so fast. I have 2 theories. So this is my Pono octave mandolin, and I love this instrument. Made in Indonesia, but it developed a crack down here on the 2 theories. Theory number 1, it got dry and it cracked. I don't think that that's true. This was in my house where it's normally 50, even in the winter. Like,
yeah,
I have hygrometers around the house.
Where'd you say it was made?
Indonesia.
Yeah, that's very humid.
Got it. Okay, and it's like probably 5 years old, 7 years old.
Yeah.
Okay, so then the other part of this is that these strings, because there aren't strings readily available for these.
Yeah.
Or at least not for less than $25, which is insane. Mm-hmm. So what I usually do is I rob 2 sets of cheap guitar strings, and I just pull out what I need. And what I did the last 2 times I've restrung it, instead of using, because normally I use like the E, the B, the D, and the A.
Yep.
The last time I swapped and I used the low E. So these are like a 53 or a 50. So
there's a lot more tension.
That's what I'm thinking. It could be just a lot more tension.
Yeah.
And that's what buckled it up.
Because the action seems pretty... I mean, you have plenty of height here on the saddle to come down, but it seems a little stiff. You might want to use a lighter gauge.
Yeah, I have some new strings from String Joy. I finally broke down and just ordered the right custom sets
Yeah.
But I need to fix this. And this one I need,
some stuff in there
I'm supposed to play like the end of the month.
Okay.
So this one, if possible,
yeah,
we would do before the telly.
End of February. Before the end of February.
Yeah.
So typically what you do on stuff like this is right now this is open. So if I were just to work glue in there now, you would just have glue in the line, which could hold, but when it swells again, there's a gap.
Got it.
So there's a gap now. If I fill it with glue, when it gets humid again and it swells, that means it's going to buckle somewhere else. So what I normally try to do is put a plastic baggie in here, cut some holes in it, put a wet sponge in there, blow a balloon up in the sound hole, and just get it as moist as possible to try to get it, and get this to go back together.
Okay.
And if that can go back together, then I can glue it.
Okay.
If not, if I do that and it won't go back together, it might be time for me to work this. How long has it been open?
A week or two.
Okay, so that's not that long. If it should probably come back together.
Like I just noticed it last week before I went to Nashville.
Okay. If it's really old, sometimes it has memory and won't want to go back together. And if that's the case, that's when people use like those little splines. Like they'll take a tiny little strip of spruce and like put it in there and glue it back. So that's basically the two things. To treat it with moisture first, see if it comes back together. If it does, I can glue it. If it doesn't, I'll make a little spline and I'll fill it.
Cool.
So, all right. So I'll get these settled. You said this one first?
Yeah, and then the telly.
Sounds good. And then I have your Mahogany Model 1.
Oh, cool. Oh, I love this thing. Cool.
So, did a few things on it. This top being so thin, under tension.
Yeah.
A little bit of bellying right here. So the back of the bridge was no longer, the contour of the gluing surface of the bridge was no longer the gluing surface of the top. So I took the bridge off and I reshaped it, the bottom of it, and I glued it back on. Seems to be holding well.
Yeah. The action is perfect.
Yeah, it's on the low side.
Okay.
So it's very low. So if you hammer into it, you can make it buzz.
Okay.
There was up here where there's like a little bit of a hump. I just took it out of the frets for now.
Okay.
In the future, because these are pretty low, I think I'll probably just refret it.
Okay.
There's something about this this neck under the tension, when I glued it on, it's just the way that it's pulling, it's like when it has any bit of relief in it, there's just like a roller coaster right here. So I know what I need to do to prevent that in the future.
Okay.
But next time when you need some fret work done, probably just pull the frets and I'll take it out of the board and refret it. So.
All right. We're rolling.
So, got a new taller saddle in here, giving you a little bit more height. Did a fret dress on it, polished up the frets. Fret ends in the winter, they kind of poke out some, so kind of take the bite out of those. Cool. Kind of polished it up and got it playing.
Dude, I'm excited to have it back.
Yeah.
Let's pack it up.
Sounds good.
Thanks, man.
Hey, rivers, oh, rivers, moving like all those Tennessee rivers, going to the ocean, making their way back home. Just like a road trip, making your way back home. Just like you name your back